Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of Alan Wake. I'm Vic, and you're watching yet another Let's Play channel. Alright, manuscript page first, and then, if we feel like it, maybe we can see about a fight. And if we don't feel like it, we're still going to see about a fight.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Alan, I guess I should try not to blame you, because you were under Barbara Jogger's control. But seriously, dude. You wrote yourself a really nasty little story. Ooh, piece of coffee. And I got an achievement for picking up a coffee? Does that mean I got them all? I couldn't possibly have got them all.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Nightingale isn't FBI. He's FBC.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. It keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful. Cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't manipulated.
The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage before it flew at me again.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. Right? Again with the breathing. All right. Nice find, Alan. This is probably one of the best caches we've ever found. Everything we could have wanted was in here. And what's out this way? Nothing. Not sure what that bounced off of, but I'm glad it wasn't me for once. Okay. So do the Shadow Boys know about these caches? Or did they just follow me?
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Follow. So is this the way I'm supposed to be going? Ooh, Half-Life 2 flashback.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Ouch. Okay.
On the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Yeah. Should be hoping that you could find your death there. So do I have to shine my flashlight at all the stuff that's flying around? Or just those few pieces that actually tried to kill me?
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Is there more? There's definitely more. There's too much stuff. I don't have that much battery. Come on. What am I actually supposed to...
On the opposite shore.
Flare.
I hoped I could find a car.
Flare is what I'm actually supposed to do. Too bad about the not having any more flashbangs, though. I like how when I'm climbing, the sprint button just makes the camera change and nothing else happens. Never mind about climbing faster, Alan. Just cross your eyes a little bit.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Oh, a flare. I don't think that worked at all. Have another flare. More? Yes, there's more. And I'm out of flares, and my flashlight needs to be reloaded. What am I actually supposed to do?
On the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Pause is what I'm actually supposed to do. Okay, and we're back, and that was the worst, because I had to rush through, and then I still had to fight all of that stuff off, and there's more. And now I'm gonna die again, because why not, right?
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me.
So I'm betting that that's Nightingale's death.
As a teenager, just started to get interested in writing. Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Cool story. So we got explodey barrels, we've got supply box, we've got coffee. There's definitely going to be a fight here. If I'm lucky, it's triggered when I push that button, which means I'm not going to push that button. I'm going to gather up all the stuff. Hey, good for me. Anything else? I think that's probably it. Alright. Yep.
Did you call 911?
No, I wanted to shoot the explosive barrel. That's fine.
Objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
So what you're saying is a horror story is fun, but living it isn't? And you're surprised by this. This is something that you felt like you needed to comment on. I mean, who would have imagined that actually living in the zombie apocalypse wouldn't be as much fun as playing as Jill Valentine? Shocking. Yeah, just stand there, Alan. That was brilliant. That was also brilliant. Oof. How did I dodge that? Any other takers? I mean, there's still mist, so there's got to be more friends, right? They must be ahead. So what's the deal with this heavy-duty flashlight I picked up? Is it just a bigger battery reservoir? That's definitely cool. Why? Why? That was not a great use of my last flare, but it is what it is. In light, you can hurt them. Paint guy, why are you telling me stuff that I learned in the first episode? We're in the 9th episode. It's too late. You missed the boat.
take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, A Family Occasion. Journalist Alvin Derlis' trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derlith, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derlith.
Well, I guess that's the least I... What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you have?
Oh, Mr. Derlith, you have well pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derlith learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you. And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
Poor guy, all he got out of that was a kiss. The send-off ought to be a little better.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Okay, so that's gonna go well. Find a vehicle. Get in a fight with something. Full on batteries, that's nice. This is gonna be a bad time. Oh, it's the bulldozer. That was a dodge. Alright. That bulldozer's got some wacky wheels. Did you see that? It looks like industrial shredders or something. Very toothy. Come on, man. More flare? Sweet. Okay, so reload and... Nope. Not done with this guy yet. Okay, it can be your turn now. Nice. That was not a perfect run, but got the job done. Time for another driving sequence, maybe? I'm hearing the breathing again. Is there a paint? I don't think there's a paint. Pick up the... Oh, I'm full? I'm full on revolver ammo? 42 is a weird number of revolver ammos. 60. I thought I remembered having 60 before. More coffee. See, I got the achievement and there's more coffee to pick up. A light for some reason? Yeah, let's just move along.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine.
And no manuscript.
The coal mine wasn't far now.
It's way the hell up there. The coal mine is far, far away. We're going to hike all day just to get there.
And he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Is he the drowning man, or are you? And why am I not driving? Can I drive? Okay, good. Why did I get out? That was silly.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the Dark Presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Yeah, well, I mean, you read a bunch of stuff in a manuscript and then the stuff happens. I think maybe you can be forgiven. Do I want to go upstairs or do I want to keep driving? Looks like there's plenty of keep driving to do, so let's see what's up here real quick.
This is Pat Main, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see, I encountered a big-shot G-man with an itchy trigger finger who could use a lesson in manners and a boot in the ass, not necessarily in that order either. Now, folks, I know I'm not being very informative here, and I apologize for that. I really should just keep quiet, but I'm just so peeved right now, because some people just shouldn't be carrying badges. I'm just glad that our Sheriff Breaker was there to straighten things out. And if someone I met last night is listening, let me just say, I'm sorry if my mouth got you in trouble. I'm pretty sure you're not the bad guy here. Godspeed, son. I hope you know what you're doing. Now, on a lighter note, I'll be talking to Dr. Nelson all morning. But first, a little music.
And it's just right back to business as usual. Can I take this vehicle? I can. But do I want to? Or do I want to keep driving the one that I have downstairs? I feel like this is a choice with consequences. And it's weird to have this non-linearity show up. Man, this engine sounds weird. Okay, it is not a choice with consequences. I just would have saved myself a little bit of bouncing around. That's fine. Watchtower. All along the watchtower. I don't know very many of those lyrics. We're just going to be doing a little bit of scouting of the mine.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Well, see, to me, that's strange, because I always pegged you as a hopeless romantic.
You got me there, Pat. But I think love's where you look for it. And you need to do a lot of looking, sure. But the idea that there's that one special person out there for you, and if you miss that chance, it's gone forever and you're forever incomplete. I mean, isn't that depressing? Or, heck, childish even? There's plenty of fish in the sea.
And apparently a fisherman has a fishing analogy for everything. But what you're saying, isn't that a little harsh?
Well, no. What I am saying is that your potential for finding that connection isn't limited to what's essentially a chance encounter. How is that harsh?
Yeah, well, I guess that's a nice thought, but let me say something personal here.
Okay.
Now, well, I don't disagree with you exactly, but I can't really fit that together with what I feel, what I felt for someone, because she was the one. She was. And I let her drift away from me. Maybe I didn't put in the work, I don't know, but, well, since then, and it was a long time ago, but since then, there hasn't been anyone, not like her. And I'm not saying I dwell on her or haven't moved on. I like my life. I'm not living in the past, but I do miss the way she completed me.
You can't argue with the heart, Pat.
I'm sorry, folks. I had kind of a scary experience last night, and let's just say it's shaken a few things loose.
Don't look to someone else to complete you. I have nothing else to say about that. Yeah, I guess I really don't. Off to the mine. Man, the load on demand is really kind of jarring when you catch it in the background. Alright, and here we go to... Let's be honest with ourselves, it's probably to Alice's doom. If she's not dead already. Could I be a little more optimistic? Yes. Should I be? Come on now. Alan.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
So our kidnapper liked what he saw in the wife. That's a little gross, huh? Anyway, we're out of time for episode 9, so come back and see me again in episode 10 for running down the hill and not doing anything with the cows because we're not a bull. Talk to you soon.